Good day, everyone. For our subject Agri-Fishery Part 1, we are going to tackle about fish pond layout and design. But first, here's the learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, the learners are able to familiarize the parts or units in a fish pond project, determine the 4 types of improved fish pond layout with each design, and create a fish pond layout design specify of different pond design. I know that you are all familiar with a word fish pond. So, a fish pond is an artificial body of water surrounded by dikes and with accessories such as gates, pipes, and canals to facilitate water supply management. Its design must be simple and functional. The style of compartments or units of a fish pond should be based upon the nature and quality of water supply and the species of fish to be cultivated.
The common units of a fish pond. So in making a fish pond layout, consider the following compartment units and other accessories needed. So first is we have nursery pond. So for the rearing of fish fry to fingerlings size. So ang kaning nursery pond, usa ni siya ka pond kung diin kanang didto bitaw ang from the word nursery. Adto mga atimanon ang mga isda, padakon before siya ilipat sa mga dagko nga pond. So next is we have the transition pond. So transition pond for the storage or acclimatization of fingerlings, it is located adjacent to the nursery pond in order to have an effective transfer of fry. Its pond bottom is constructed a little bit lower than that of the nursery pond. So ang kaning transition pond is usa ka pond kung diin adto bitaw from the word itself transition adto bitaw ipangbalhin ang mga isda gikan sa nursery pond hantod adto sa pinakauna nga kanang production sa pond bitaw. Next is rearing pond. So for raising fingerlings up to marketable size, it is the largest compartment of the pond. It is also a grow out pond. So ang kaning rearing pond usa ka pond kung diin ang mga isda bitaw kay gipadako ang ilahang pag-alaga ba or pag-atiman kay kanang nasa like goal nga gusto kuhaon or in ang quality bitaw sa isda kay ready na for baligya. Muna siya ang rearing pond. So next is we have the breeding pond for confining breeders. So from the word itself, breed, usa ni siya ka pond kung diin ang mga isda bitaw kay nahimo sa proseso nga kanang pagpadaghan bitaw. Muna siya ang breeding pond. So next is hatching pond. So from the word itself, hatching, dito ibutang ang mga isda hantod sa mag-hatch na bitaw. Ato siya ibutang sa hatching pond. Next is catching pond. So for controlling and catching fry fingerlings and fish of marketable size, it is constructed at the gate inside the pond where it is intended to be used. So from the word itself, catching, kuni siya ang pond wherein adto nakamanguha og mga isda bitaw nga imo ipangbaligya nga ready na to baligya. Next is head pond for storing reserve water. So mao jud na siya, very easy mo na siya ang kanang purpose sa head pond for storing reserve water. Next is feed pond for producing food such as lablab, lumot, or plankton. In fish pond areas where natural foods do not grow well and supplementary feeding is necessary, one of the RPs or NPs could be utilized as a feed pond. It should be a separate compartment, ideally located near the pond where supplementary feeding is inherited. Next is we have water supply canal for supplying water to the different compartments. Ang water supply canal kay is muna siya usa ka kanang pamaagi bitaw wherein nagdani siya tubig gikan sa kanang yahag yung pinaka source ba na adto sa kanang mabalhin din siya sa import nga fish pond. So next is the scaling procedure. So after knowing the basic units in the fish pond layout, one must have a knowledge on how to scale the actual measurement of the area to a piece of paper. So a scale is the relationship between the physical object and the feature that represents it on a map. It can be reduced or enlarged by a certain map. There will be an example shown in the picture. So ang kaning scaling procedure sa usa ka fish pond ay kanang Muna siya ang process bitaw sa pag-measure or sa pagtarong sa lain-lain nga aspect sa kanang isdaan or pond. Including na diri ang kanang kuan. Syempre, mag-measure ka sa pond, ang pag-ihap sa isda, kung pila gyud ang kanang dapat isda na ibutang anang certain pond, ug iba pang kanang importante nga kanang measurement or parameter.
This is how to solve scaling procedure. Problem 1. If 1 centimeter on a map represents a distance of 25 km, what is the approximate distance of a land represented by 2.7 cm? We can set up a proportion to show 1 cm over 25 km is equals to 2 cm over x. Solving the equation for x, we can get x in 25 times 2.7 is equals to 67.5 km. Gi-cross multiplication na to siya, guys.
So now let's talk about the 4 types of improved freshwater fish ponds layout. First is the conventional. It consists of one sluice gate and long water supply. This supplies the different compartment. So in this layout, this is a standard fish pond design without distinctive alterations, typically featuring a basic arrangement for fish farming. Second is the radiating layout. It has one sluice gate, wide and short supply canal, and secondary gates in the different compartments. In this layout, the fish pond is designed with structures radiating outward from a central point. This design often allows for efficient water circulation and management. Third layout is the progressive. It consists of one sluice gate, long supply canal, and the secondary gates provided to different compartments of progressively increasing areas. This design involves a gradual increase in the size of compartments, typically accompanied by one sluice gate and secondary gates. This layout provides flexibility in managing water levels and flow. Last layout is the specialized layout. It has one sluice gate, one or two drainage gates, two secondary gates compartment, and a large supply and catching canal or pond. A specialized layout is characterized by specific features such as one sluice gate compartment and a large supply canal or pond. This design is tailored for efficient water control and optimized fish farming conditions. And now, let's talk about the advantages of the improved types of layout. First is easy control of pond water.
Second, easy eradication of fish, pests, and predators.
Third, easy means of cropping. Fourth, pond bottom cultivation can be done when desired. Fifth, artificial feeding can be conducted easily when resorted to after the natural food of fish has been consumed. Last is high productivity.
And now I'm gonna discuss the layout specification for brackish water fish pond system. First specification for brackish water fish pond system is the conventional pond system, which is the nursery pond or the NP comprises about the 1% of the total production area or the TPA, and also the TP comprises about 9% of the TPA, and the rearing pond or the RP comprises about 80% of the TPA, and the catching pond intended for the nursery pond and the transition pond must be at least 2% of the compartment water area, and the 1 to 1.5 if it intended for the rearing pond. A 1 hectare layout of a conventional pond system with the following specification. Muna ni ang sa conventional pond system, guys. If imong area have a 1,000 meter square, imuhang NP mo to giniha kong giingon nga nara kay 1% of the total production area. Ang imuhang transition pond, you have only 9% of the production area, and your rearing pond must be 80% of the production area, and your catching pond at least 2% of the nursery pond. Inana na siya pag-compute, guys. 10,000 times 1%, i-convert ang 1% imo siyang i-times og 100 mo na ang 0.01. 10,000 times 0.01 is equals to 100 meters square. Mura na makonsume sa imuhang nursery pond sa conventional pond system. Ang sa imuhang rearing pond guys, computation ani nga is 10,000 times 80%. Same gyapon sa pag-compute sa nursery pond, 80% times ang percent i-times i-convert na siya into 100. So 80% times 100 it equals to 0.80. So a total of 8,000 meters square. Sa imuhang catching pen, you only have a 100 times 2%. So 100 times 0.02 it equals to 2 meters square. So, inano na siya pag-compute guys. So, next, the modular pond system, which is the nursery pond comprises about 4% of the TPA and the TP covers only 6% of the TPA, and the rearing pond is divided into 3 production process states. The main idea is to transfer the fingerlings to the next larger module. So, that's it. And awas sa illustration na mo. Next, layout specification for the brackish pond system is the multiple stack harvest system, which is there will be at least 2 nursery pond comprising 6% of the total production area. A fish holding canal or the FHC, which hold fingerlings with the rearing ponds, are being prepared, cover at least 1% of each rearing pond's area. It is connected to the RP in such a way that each RP will have a separate FHC. The rearing pond covers up to 94% of the TPA including FHC. The general practice is to stock at different times, different size and group of fingerlings and harvest the larger ones selectively with the use of the gill net.
In conclusion, a well-designed fish pond layout is crucial for creating a harmonious aquatic environment. Thoughtful consideration of factors such as water circulation, plant placement, and shelter areas contributes to the overall health and balance of the ecosystem, fostering optimal conditions for fish growth and well-being. That's all. Thank you for listening, and I hope you learned something new about our lesson. Thank you, and God bless everyone.